Welcome to our segment of Yes Honey,
That Guest.
and joining us today is Century Media, who are going to be covering the behind the scenes of what it takes to get ready as a wedding guest and all the time and work ANITA BERYL puts into styling her wedding guests. I hope you guys enjoy what we put together for you. So the first look we went with was the traditional wedding guest look. Now I gave ANITA a few pointers. I said I like bold colors. I said let's experiment as far as you can. Don't worry about the hairstyle I go with. And you came up with this. So can you maybe tell me what inspired your creativity with this?
Number one, thinking about like traditional weddings, key things I go for when designing anything at all for a traditional function is just trying to keep it as let's say, as traditional as possible.
Yeah.
Something that kind of like resonates with us as Africans.
Yeah.
So for this, I felt like this is a young girl, not married yet. So maybe there are potentials at the wedding and you want to like be able to expose yourself, like show yourself off, but be very elegant, very decent, and kind of like incorporate like some of the accessories that kind of like represent the African woman.
Yes.
Which comes with like a head wrap, with like beads, because I mean like, so when you look at everything, you will actually look at a very African girl, but a very modern one too.
Yes.
And secondly, I wanted it to be like so respectful, very decent, you know, so that when you actually, because you know, most of these traditional functions have lots of elderly people.
Yes.
Aunties, singers, if you come from, you know, Uganda, you know what that means.
Yeah.
But you have, like, you want to present yourself as a very, very, very decent girl, very well brought up, and you're not about to like start throwing thighs all over the place and stuff like that. Yeah, and that works also like for a lot of my clients. If you were my client, like I deal with you as a person and not really like
as what's trending or whatever.
No.
Which is so important. I feel like I would advise every wedding guest, meet with your designer, have a conversation. If it's your first time meeting them, let them understand more of your personality, what your style is like. I always say try something different, but also you have to build a relationship with your designer to make sure that they understand your body, what flatters you, what doesn't. And for me, ANITA, you hit the nail on the head. Like we up to the shoes and the length of the dress.
Yes.
Make traditional weddings, you don't want to have something dragging all over the floor. You could be in grass, it could rain. Your shoes really matter, so we went with like a fat little block heel. So yeah, that's what we did, and I think you nailed it because I love the color, I love the pop of color.
For me, it's not really about just being only Ugandan, it's also mostly being about African, like celebrating ourselves as African people.
Yeah. Okay, and then obviously with your makeup for traditional, the outfit that you did, it allowed me to, it brings out my face with the head wrap, so I went for a more soft glam. And I think with traditional, you always try and keep it a little safe, I think sometimes with the makeup.
So if you're doing makeup, keep it subtle and like try and show off the real you and you know like the features that you have.
And also if you have a very statement outfit and statement jewelry, you also don't want to go too heavy on your face.
No.
So yeah, that's what we've come up with for the traditional wedding guest. So let's get straight into the next one. So the next dress we have is that wedding guest that wants to keep it simple. They only want to change once, and that is at the start of the day. So we came up with this look. So right now I'm in the ceremony part. So tell me what inspired this.
Now we have this trend. You feel like you can't go to church and then after that be fancy enough for the reception.
Yes.
Number one, at church, what do we want to see? Something clean, something well put together, something very decent and respectful to God. So I felt like, how can we do this in such a way that you are decent enough and fancy enough for church, But the moment you drop that fascinator, drop your hair down, you're able to actually really showstop at the reception.
Yeah.
So I came up with this. Like, green is really like a nice, beautiful, deep color. One, it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Two, it kind of like is not like very screaming, yet it has a way of like complementing a lot of people's skin tones and skin colors. Like, a dark skinned person looks nice in the green, a light skinned person looks nice in the green. So I knew that I didn't want drama going on. I opted for this very like asymmetrical kind of like one arm kind of thing. So it's like really one arm from one side, but then it has like another one coming from the other side.
Yes.
So you feel like, because if I let it like one side, you will be feeling like so bare on this side.
Yes.
And so I can also give it like a very long sleeve to make you feel like comfortable, very well clothed. But I also have like a small, you know, like empty space that is like showing a lot of skin.
Yeah.
So you're like really like subtle but sexy, but very elegant, like so rich. Like you look like you just packed a private jet outside. Then also like the detailing of like the, you know, the lace appliques, they just give you like a little bit of like that extra detail that kind of like doesn't allow you to have like a plain dress. Then being green, I felt like we needed like a little pop of color. So we went with like this very hand concocted fascinator for our head, and which looks really like beautiful but very not usual.
Yes.
Like not the usual, like for example what I have. That what we used to is like pretty much this that I have.
Yeah.
I think what you would need to do is just like drop your hair, change your earrings, and you're good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I think I love a midi dress. This length is perfect. And it's the perfect dress if you don't want to change. You want to keep it simple but make a statement. This is the kind of dress you want to go for. Something that still makes a statement, brings out your personality, shows you're trying hard but you're not trying to do too much because you're changing it. This is the kind of dress you can sit in the day as you're driving to the reception, dinner, and still feel like you can switch it up a little. I love the pop of color.
Yeah.
I love that it's so easy to accessorize. Once you have a rich color, you don't want to do too much on your jewelry. Absolutely love this. And this is the perfect wedding dress for anyone that's not trying to change but still trying to leave a lasting impression.
Absolutely.
I feel like that guest.
Oh honey, you're that guest.
All right, let's go into the next dress. So this brings us to the final wedding guest dress, which is the reception dinner dress. Now, when I told Anita, I usually go for like something with a bit of shimmer, but not too much. We're not trying to upstage the bride here, guys. But I wanted something that was a strong color, something that had a bit of shimmer or a mix of fabric. So tell me what went through your mind when you came up with all of this.
So number one, you need to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So you want a dress that is going to really like be very forgiving to when you sit, when you stand, to do everything. Now I had 3 different looks because personally where we live in Uganda, it's we're too extra. And then sometimes you have like these ones that are dressed down. So I felt like this dress would actually fit in any, because I didn't know what wedding you would actually be going to. But I felt like if it's like that, blah blah boom, blah blah, you have like a train, you have a pepper, you have drama going on, and you're like, bam, when you arrive. And if you feel like, oh, that's a lot too, you're like, okay, take off the peplum as well. Comes in a belt and you're able to like take it off and now stay in a very clean and simple look. I always feel like as long as you have great detail on the dress, you have a very beautiful fitting in the dress, you have the right fabrics and the fitting of the dress is right, you will win. So for me, those are like things that were like in my mind. I knew that you need to be comfortable, you need to be like be safe in case the wedding is like extra, or come down if it's like you know. So I feel like that's what really led me to kind of like come up with this look.
I love how you even mixed up the fabrics, the details. This is the kind of dress you don't even have to see the whole dress. If someone takes a picture of me at the dinner table, or if we take a photo at the dinner table, there's a detail at the top. If I stand up, there you go, there's detail at the bottom. So I love it, but importantly, comfort is key with these dresses for dinner, if you want to dance, if you want to eat. And so Anita, I think you nailed this dress. Anita gives options. As you can see, she'll make a dress and give you options. You want less, you want more, she's got it all. So this brings us to the end of our pre-recording, and we are about to jump on the live to answer any questions you have. We hope you've liked this little segment, and we can't wait to talk to you guys right now. See you in a bit.
See you.